Water soaks through shredded news that's wrapped around the hungry heart. And as I walk in heelless shoes, I wander forth around the park. The nights are cold and days are long, my mind replays where I went wrong. And rain will soak and wash my tears, where strength resolves to show no fear. And last night's meal was found in bins of salad tossed in throw-out things. And smokes are found upon the floor, the stubbed out tabs I barter for. The children stare as mums walk past, a school run's joy and nervous laugh that sees no soul as thoughts are cast. Their eyes look down and cross the path, my closed hands and grubby nails grip plastic bags that hold my life, and heelless shoes pace endless trails that tread beyond this bitter plight.
(405) 한강대로, Yongsan-gu, Seoul, South Korea. This is the address of several hundred homeless people living within the boundaries of Seoul Station. What caused these people to live without a home? Why aren't they able to acquire an adequate housing? How did they go through their everyday lives? But before responding to these questions, we should first ask ourselves, what do we think of the homeless?
국가적으로 해야 될 사회라 생각하죠. 노숙인들에 대해서 어떤 생각을 가지셨는지 여기 특히 서울역에 많잖아요. 어떤 생각을 가지고 계셨어요? 아니면 뭐 딱히 다른 생각 없나요?
다른 곳에 계실 때는 없나? 이런 생각.
일을 할 수 있는데 자기들이 이제 좀 게으르다가 욕심이 없다거나 이런 것들은 그리 생각. 왜 그러냐면 지금 일자리 아무리 없다 해도 저 정도로 있을 만한 그런 그 체면이라면은
네네.
어디 가서 무슨 일을 해도 할 수 있다라는 난 그런 생각을 해요. 네?
네.
지금 아무리 일자 꼭 도시에서만 일을 할게 아니라 저 촌에 가서도 무슨 일을 해도 할 수 있다라는 거예요.
네.
왜 난 저런 좀 한편으로는 이해 가면서도 이해 안 가는 부분이 더 많이 듭니다.
아, 네.
네.
이런 쓰레기도 거의 노숙자분들이 버리시는
그렇죠. 다 버리고 있어요. 이게 다
대부분 술인가요?
네?
대부분 술.
그렇죠. 술, 담배.
아,
담배 뭐 아무데나 오줌도 싸고 똥도 싸고 막 그래.
그거 다 치우셔야
그거 다 치워야 돼요. 여기 있는 사람 중에서 엊그저께 맞아가지고 여기 멍들었어요. 그 사진 찍어놨는데 그거 어디다 그 사람들 뭐 가진 것도 없고 뭐도 없잖아요. 주소도 것도 없고 그래서 어떻게 할 수가 없어요. 항의도 할 수가 없고.
개인적으로 이렇게 도와준 사례가 있을까요?
그거는 개인적으로는 없었네요.
알겠습니다. 혹시 개인적으로 이렇게 도움을 주신 적은 있나요?
그냥 돈 드리는 거밖에.
이 노숙인들 분께 그러니까 돈을 주신 적이 없는 것이죠.
These are the thoughts of the general public. On the one hand, we pity them. We pity that they do not have a safe, comfortable shelter to dwell in. We pity that they do not have clean and proper shoes and clothing to protect them from the harsh winter. We pity that they do not have a sufficient food supply to maintain a healthy and active life. We pity that they do not belong anywhere. On the other hand, we criticize them. We think they have the physical and mental capacity to search for jobs and get employed. We think they are people who are lazy and indolent, who prefer begging to labor. We think the money we give them will be spent on alcohol and cigarettes. But is this really the case? Is homelessness really their choice? Here we have the stories of 3 homeless people we met at the Seoul station.
여기 계신 사정이
사요? 사요? 구경하다가 갈매기에 구경하다가 갈매기에 말하고 근데 그때
자세가 어떻게 되시는지 보실까요? 다시 한 번 말씀드릴까요? 시스터 때 가보셨어요? 네. 그러면 지금 여기 계신 지 몇 년 되셨어요?
여기 계신지요?
네네.
오래 안 됐어요.
오래 안 됐어요?
4개월밖에 안 됐어요. 4일.
그럼 그 전에는 어디에 계시던 거예요?
4개월 추천만 할 수 있죠.
네. 그럼 혹시 여기 계시거나 노숙 생활하는 그런 특별한 사연이 있을까요?
사연은 없어요.
특별한 사연이 없고요. 네. 그러면 혹시 따로 직업이나 아르바이트를 구할 생각은 없으셨어요?
그거 없었어요. 직업이 알아봐서 없었어요.
돈이 혹시 있을 때 어떻게 사용하세요?
돈 쓸 때요?
네네.
그냥 사용 안 해요.
사용 안 해요?
좀 조금 더 안 해요.
아니면요. 40년이요? 그러면 특별한 사연이나 여기 계신 노숙 생활하신 사연이 있으신가요?
그런 게 없고요.
네네.
원래 저기 저 월주로에서 일가에서
네네네.
이 저거 있잖아요. 실내 장치에 그 일했어요.
거기서 일하셨어요? 거기서 이제 일을 그만두신 거예요?
근데 그냥 뒀는데 지금 몸이 아파서 못하고 몸이 아파서 일을 못하고 거기서 일하다가 왔다 갔다 하다 보니까 중국 갔다 오고 일본 갔다 오고 하다 보니까
네네.
외국 갔다 오다가 공항에 내려오다 다리를 넘어져 다리 다쳤어요.
다리 다치셨어요? 혹시
So each of them went through a unique journey that led them to homelessness. But no matter what their stories were, none of them chose this life. It wasn't their spontaneous decision. And they do not have every opportunity, like us, to be regular citizens. It is difficult for them to get back on the right track. There are currently 13,262 homeless people in South Korea. This calculates to 2.73 homeless per 10,000 citizens. About 14% of them live off the streets, while the rest live in homeless facilities. Seoul has the overwhelming majority of the homeless in Korea, with 3,323 people, followed by Busan, Daegu, Gyeonggi, and Incheon. Of the dwellers in homeless facilities, 1/5 of them require psychological and mental treatment, and nearly half of those who are suffering from severe mental illnesses are women. In order to get a closer understanding of how the homeless go about their daily lives, we have decided to temporarily become homeless and try to put ourselves to other people's, the homeless's, shoes. Although what we have done here is minimally close to what the homeless is actually going through, Junyoung, one of our group members, was able to share some interesting thoughts.
So staying there, I just see the feet of the people, not the faces. So, like, just people passing by me, even if I'm pretending to be homeless, I just feel sad. It makes me uncomfortable, and I can't even imagine how like sadder the real homeless people are. Yeah.
For years?
Well, I can't possibly imagine like being real them because I had cameras around me, I had like friends around me, so it was obvious for people passing by. So it was obvious for me that I'm pretending. So I only got like the surface of the real homeless people's feelings. So I don't know. It would be probably much more uncomfortable, much more sadder, depressing, and yeah.
Now that we have begun to understand the problems they're facing, we must find a way to sort them out. How do we help the homeless? Which plans have already put into practice? Most importantly, what do the homeless actually need?
5군데 다 가보셨어요?
큰 도움이 됐냐?
5군데.
그 5군데가 큰 도움이 되셨어요?
네. 그런데 딱 하면 우지 새끼들은 들어가면 깨끗한 새끼는 깨끗한 새끼들은 이렇게 쓰고는 여기 뭐라 그래요. 아니 어차피 그렇게 돼 있어. 더러운 새끼는 못 들어가.
보통 거기 샤워실이나 화장실 같은 게 있지 않나요?
다 있지.
네. 거기서 이제 씻고 이제 옷도 갈아입으시고 있으시면 괜찮지 않을까요?
쉽게 얘기하면은 술 먹으면은 여기 센터, 단석이 센터 여기 숙대 있고 거기는 이제 술 먹으면 못 들어가지.
그 혹시 지금 그런 센터나 아니면 사람들한테 바라는 점이 있을까요? 네, 바라는 점이 뭐가 있을까요?
아까도 얘기했지만요.
네네.
다섯 가지. 다섯 가지 얘기하지 마.
다 얘기해주세요.
다섯 가지 어떻게 빨리. 다섯 가지요. 콜라에다가 이거 주는 게 첫째고요. 두 번째는요. 양말, 팬티, 속옷. 제 생각이 속옷 그런 걸좀 챙겨주시고.
자주 이용해 보셨어요? 가보셨어요?
복수에서 가니까
네네.
이용이 안 돼. 잘 안 돼.
아, 이용 잘 안 돼요? 왜 안 돼요? 그게?
가면은 뭐 시끄러워서 사람 시끄러워가지고 못 있게 만들고. 센터 가면은 사람들이 먹을 때 같이 나눠 먹고 해야 되는데
예.
자기 본인들만 딱 먹어버리니까 나 그런 게 싫어.
지나가는 사람들이 도움을 주거나 그런 적은 없어요. 극히 드물죠.
없어요.
그렇죠.
다 그냥 지나치.
그냥 지나치지 없어요.
그럼 저희가 마지막으로 물어볼 게 있는데요. 가장 필요하신 물건이 있다면 무엇이 있을까요?
아 제가요?
네네.
저희도 뭐 다른 거 없죠. 옷이 있는 데죠.
옷이 있는 거죠. 그러면 지금 가장 필요하신 물건이나 그런 게 있을까요?
제일 필요하고 옷이 필요하고.
옷이 제일 필요하죠.
차도 한 번은 있어야지.
그렇죠. 근데 이런 바지나
After the interviews, we headed towards the Korea Support Center for the Homeless, located 5 minutes away from the main Seoul station. We asked the social worker about what improvements should be made in order to better help the homeless.
그래서 앞으로 이 센터에서 좀 더 개선돼야 될 점이 있다면 어떤
이쪽 센터에서 개선돼야 될 부분은 어쨌든 찾아가는 부분을 더 집중해야 되는 부분들도 있고, 아까 아저씨라고 이야기를 했지만은 도움이 안 된다라는 부분들에 대해서도 모든 거리 노숙인을 다 담을 수는 없거든요. 그래서 겨울철 되면 그런 부분들을 강조하기 위해서 계속 나가서 활동하고, 거리에서 누워 계신 분들 적극적으로 좀 센터로 모시고 온다, 이런 활동들을 계속 진행을 하고 있거든요. 이런 부분들은 어쨌든 좀 더 강화해야 되는 부분.
저희 같은 학생들이나 아니면 시민들이 어떻게 좀 해야 될 부분이 있을까요?
그러니까 뭐 공익 광고나 뭐 그런 거 보면은 많이 들어봤을 거야. 한 가정의 아버지였을 수도 있고 뭐 그런 얘기들 많이 하잖아요. 어쨌든 내가 이 사람을, 그러니까 처음은 뭐 모르니까 동정심에서 출발을 하는 부분이고 동정에서 출발해서 어쨌든 이분들이 어떤 식으로 도움이 될 수 있을까. 근데 이게 단지 연민에서 그치는 부분들이 좀 있거든요. 그래서 그런 부분들 예를 들어서 뭐 정말 위기 노숙인이 있다 그러면은 그냥 전화해서 데리고 가라 뭐 이렇게 하는 것보다는 한 번이라도 가서 괜찮으냐 이야기라도 한번 걸 수 있는 그 정도만 된다 그러면 좀 더 좋지 않을까 싶어요. 사람들이 가장 쉽게 접하는 오류가 그 조금을 보고 그걸 전체로 다 전체인 마냥 그렇게 하는 부분들이 있는데 이게 그런 부분들은 적은데 그런 부분들 때문에 굉장히 꺼려하고 혐오스러워하고 그리고 다가서서 말 한마디 해주는 거 그거부터 출발이지 않을까 싶어요. 뭐 이분들을 어떻게 해서 뭐 기관으로 데리고 가고 어떻게 자활 자리면 안 돼요. 지금 취업 나이다 뭐다 해서 안 되는데 그런데 노숙인들을 자활까지 시킨다? 불가능하다 싶을 수도 있거든요. 근데 어쨌든 관심은 작은 말 한마디 손짓 하나에서 시작한다는 거. 그러니까 뭐 어떤 아저씨를 노숙뿐만 아니라 어떤 걸 변화시키는 거는 뭐 이렇게 플랜을 짜고 어떻게 해서 그거를 실행을 하는 것보다는 작은 거 하나서부터 시작이 될 수 있다는 거. 좀
So help can be given not only via a big plan or scheme, but with a small gesture. Asking how they are feeling today, giving them something to eat, listening to their stories. These are all things we can do without much effort. But we don't. We don't have time, we don't have the courage. But are these excuses really acceptable? Let us first revise what we have learned during the lecture. Kant argued that the specific obligations of a good will are called duties. Acting out of duty would be doing something for the sake of doing the right thing. It is helping others not out of guilt, inclination, or pleasure, but because one considers that to be the right thing to do. Further, Kant believed that we should not get swayed by heteronomous influence. Rather, we should act by our free and autonomous will. We should act upon the law we give ourselves instead of blindly following others like a herd of animals. Utilitarianism provides a different perspective. The principle of utilitarianism, the greatest happiness principle, holds that actions are right in proportion to their tendency to promote happiness and wrong in proportion to their tendency to promote the reverse of happiness. Thus, actions are right as long as it promotes the greatest happiness of the greatest number of people. Rawls' theory of justice and fairness claimed that we must give equal opportunities to every member of our society. There is a veil of ignorance that prevents us from looking and fully understanding the problems of the members and the economic and social systems of our society. We think that when we work hard enough, we can achieve anything. However, according to Rawls, that is not the case. We are where we are here because we won the lottery of birth, and that we cannot take credit for being born into this environment. Therefore, us who have benefited must go and help people out. Christian ethics talks love. Jesus told us to love our neighbors as ourselves. He embraced sinners and outcasts with unconditional love and did not calculate their worth. Everyone was equal in his sight. The golden rule of Christianity tells us we should treat others as we would like others to treat ourselves. Would you want to be treated in the way that you treat others?
Take a moment to look at these faces. Now, take a moment to think that with each step you take, passing them by without sparing a second glance, and that with each person who passed them by, just like you, they have become nothing but a background detail, like static in a pair of used earphones. Do you wish that your action should be a universal law? Can you wish that your action should be a universal law if you can never will it unto yourself or a loved one? Must we reduce our actions to a hypothetical imperative? No. To treat humanity, whether in our own person or in that of others, must be an end in itself and never a means only. To ignore them because everyone else will do so, or to help them because everyone else will do so. How different are you from water in a vessel which is knocked down and spilled? Act upon the law that which you give yourself, not the laws that others give to you. That is to act autonomously, and that is freedom. Now take another moment to think. If the greatest happiness can be achieved through actions in proportion to their tendency to promote happiness rather than actions which promote the reverse, then is the greatest happiness, the maximum utility, really being achieved? Estimates from the Health Ministry in 2012 showed that 3,304 people in Seoul alone are homeless. That does not include homeless people in other districts. That does not even include all the homeless which are unaccounted for. That does not even account for those who commit suicide due to homelessness. Then is this the greatest happiness? Not one or two, but thousands? And if you equate thousands as a minority in the grand scheme of things, can you wish that on yourself if you lose your home? Do unto others as you would want them to do to you. That is the golden rule. Under the veil of ignorance, would you choose to be treated with dignity if you were one of them? Or could you settle for sitting with your head lowered so you can just watch people's shoes pass by until it becomes a blur? Or do you take credit for the complete chance of being born into certain conditions? Yes, we were born with the privilege to compete in this race. We cannot make everyone equal, but we can, without the shadow of a doubt, create equal opportunities, as equal as possible. Don't think that someone better than you can do it tomorrow, or someone better than them can do it the day after tomorrow. Don't always compare yourself to others, but use your God-given talents. We plead you to help, because it is the right thing to do. A long time ago, in this very room, we were asked, "Who is my neighbor?" We leave you with that question once again. We leave you to give the law to yourself. We leave you with the thought of unconditional love, and with a thought from Luke chapter 15, verses 11 to 32. "My son," the father said, "you are always with me, and everything I have is yours." But we had to celebrate and be glad, because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.
To put into practice what we have learned and gathered so far, we have decided to do a fundraising event around the Yonsei International Campus at Songdo. Since all the interviews replied that clothes are the most desperate thing they need, we chose to do a clothing drive. On a snowy Thursday morning, we prepared posters and boxes to collect any unwanted or used clothes or socks from students living in the dormitories.
Way
We also visited the Yonsei University campus at Sinchon to collect money for buying foods and other goods we can give the homeless.
I'm up to pieces if this is a mistake. Staring me right in the face. If I let go, oh yes and no, I'll disappear without a trace.
And finally, the Santas landed on Seoul Station. With both hands full of beautifully wrapped gifts, we headed towards the underground to spread happiness and joy among the people we met last week.
Change is coming, coming, yeah. Even though I'm moving forward, I keep on looking back. The other side of change is so bad. If you get past all the pain, and right now, fighting with myself.
What we have given to the homeless that day was more than just a bag of clothing and food. It was a bag of love and caring. It did not take much to put together that small care pack. But remember, all change starts small.
Change is coming, coming, yeah. I see